Hey, what's up, Ambiguity viewers? I am Adrien, and
I'm Leilani.
so we're here talking this week about wearing makeup and masculine facial contouring. My girlfriend happens to be a really good makeup artist, so she's gonna help us out and do some stuff on my face. I personally don't wear makeup, but I'm sure that everyone on this channel has or will say that wearing makeup is totally fine. It doesn't make you more feminine for wearing it. It doesn't make you any less masculine. It doesn't make you any less, of a trans guy. It doesn't relate to any of that. It's just a choice of you want to wear makeup. Yeah. So like maybe you want to wear it just to cover some blemishes, or you want to, accentuate cool features, or wear makeup. Like wear makeup. Do whatever you want. It doesn't make you any less of a man. If you identify as a man, you're a man. Like you could do anything you want in the entire world, and it wouldn't make you any less of a man, unless you said, "Hey, maybe I'm not a man." Like that's literally the only thing that would make you any less of a man, is if you decided that you weren't. And she's gonna do some stuff on my face. I can't see anymore.
So with makeup, you don't want to do anything because you want this to be masculine makeup stuff that's gonna kind of accentuate your masculine features more than they are there. We're just gonna use techniques that'll kind of be a little more subtle. On the camera, you're probably not gonna notice it that well, just because for makeup to show up on camera, it has to be very dramatic. But if you wanted to follow this, as long as you're just following like the techniques and maybe kind of paying attention to the colors that I use, that'll help. So yeah, it might not show up too much, but. So first I'm going to start by kind of just with the complexion and just putting a little bit of powder over the face. And you want to choose a powder that's going to kind of match their skin tone. So I'm using this powder. It matches your skin tone fairly well, but not. And I'm using powder just because since I am going to be putting on makeup on him, you want it to kind of have like a smooth canvas. But you don't want to put too much. Powder is fine. Like you don't even have to wear anything else besides powder if you just wanted your face to like kind of look smoother too, which is nice. Kind of like mutes all of like the redness or any like imperfections that you notice.
I make really great.
Yeah, don't
faces.
do that. Don't do that. So it's okay for the natural rosiness to show because that's what a face has, rosiness. So after I do that, I'm gonna kind of go in with a smaller brush and I'm gonna start contouring his face. So then I'm gonna use a little bit of a darker powder as well. I'm going to be using this powder and then something just a little bit more darker too, just to kind of add a little bit of a difference between the two. So where I'm going to go first is I'm kind of going to go right where the jawline is because that's where you kind of want to accentuate it a little bit more. And then I'm going to kind of bring it right on the very top of the cheekbone too. But you want to kind of focus it right in this area. You want to kind of have when you're doing this, you want to think of more of like doing a sculpted kind of face. If it ever starts looking too harsh, you can always go back in with the powder and kind of like blur it out. So it'll look a lot more natural. So you might not be able to see this, but it's basically the same thing on the other side. So right along the jawbone and right on the top of the cheekbone as well. You're also gonna want to go kind of where the temples are too. And then I'm just gonna again go in with the powder, kind of blur it out. I'm gonna go in a little bit of the darker one, but when you're going darker, you want to use a lighter hand too. And then just going in the same spots. Kind of go right on the corner where the chin is, right before it hits that too. I'm going to take a smaller, fluffier brush, like this one, and kind of draw out the chin.
You're accentuating my butt chin.
Cool. So then you're going to also want to go in right where the nose is, and in this area, close your eye. You're going to go right here up into the kind of the middle of the eye as well. This kind of creates a sharper nose, sharper looking nose, or a more structured looking nose. So I'm using the fluffier one, kind of more focused on the nose. I'm gonna go in with a skinnier, kind of fluffier looking one. Looks like this one. And then this one, I'm gonna take the same color, and this is what I'm gonna use to get more into the eye. And this kind of will create like deeper set eyes. Oops, I think I have a little bit of glitter on this.
Oh. Well, now I'm gonna glitter.
I'm gonna go with the lighter color, just so it's because your lids are a little bit lighter than your face, so it'll be a little bit softer. So let me go in really quick with this one and blend it out. So when you're doing the shadow on the lids, you want to be connecting it from where you kind of did the nose contour to the middle of the lids. You don't want to go all the way out, because then that's going to look unnatural. And again, kind of blending that out. Now I'm going to go in with a skinnier brush, and it's kind of like an angled, it looks like an eyeliner brush kind of. And then we're going to work on the brows now. I feel like Adrien has pretty masculine brows already. They're pretty full and staggered, which is nice. But I know not everybody is blessed with these. You're going to take a dark brown eyeshadow. I would refrain from using black, even though like most eyebrow hair is black, but if you use black, it's going to look super harsh and kind of unnatural. And so I would use just a dark brown, or obviously whatever your eyebrow hair color is. Yes, that would work.
Dark brown on some blonde.
So where we're going to start, I'm basically going to be adding more hairs and making them look more full. So I'm going to start kind of at the arch of the brow. And you want it to kind of look messy. You don't want the eyebrows to be flaked. And it's nice because he kind of already has that arch right there where the bushiness kind of begins. So I'm just going in and accentuating it, kind of making it look more full, creating more hairs too. And the big thing with doing eyebrows is just make sure it's in strokes, because that's what it's gonna make. That's what's gonna make it look more natural. So if you see the little hairs that kind of peek the opposite way towards the middle, if you have those, great. But if you don't, you want to draw them in a little. So it's kind of like they're parting ways right here. So these hairs are going this way. So can accentuate that a little bit too. I can make a little bit darker. Kind of where the top of the brow is, where the hairs are, is where you kind of want to create more. And you can keep them like staggered too. As long as you kind of take away that fine line that you might have, that's what's going to really help it.
I'm gonna like fall asleep.
Don't. What did I say? I was like, instead of your brows being.
You said they're not
Sisters,
twins, they're like
twins,
distant
they're distant.
uncles. And I said, who's the nephew? How are they both uncles?
Okay. So now when you're done with the brows, we're going to work on the stash. So with that, you're going to go through the phase of the puberty stash. And that might be a little bit awkward for some people. So once it starts growing in, I would just suggest darkening it. So you kind of surpass a little of the puberty stage.
It makes you feel cooler too.
So I'm going to go and use the same dark brown eyeshadow that I used on the brows. So whatever color that you used on the brows, I would probably suggest using it for the mustache too, or any of your facial hairs that are starting to bloom. I'm going to take this brush. It's kind of it looks like a mascara wand kind of brush. I'm going to kind of rub it in to that dark brown eyeshadow, but make sure you tap the excess off. Yes. And then you're going to kind of stroke it in the way that the hairs are going, so kind of downwards.
Stroke it.
And then you kind of just want to flick it downwards.
Do you want to stroke it or do you want to flick it? I'm just giving you a hard time.
And then again, go in the same direction as the hairs are going. And you want to be as light as possible with it, especially when you're dipping it in product, so it can kind of help blend it out more. Because if you just go in strong with product, it's
Dirt stash.
yes.
You don't want dirt stash.
But I like this brush a lot because it's super helpful because it kind of like mimics the little hairs. You can kind of create a little bit more down here, but definitely fuzz it out with your finger right after. But yeah, there you go. Like I said, it might be hard to tell. I mean, besides the stash, I think you can tell for the stash. But for the facial contouring things, but as long as you kind of follow the techniques that I did, it should help. So as long as you're contouring kind of on the jaw and up to where the cheekbone is, where the temple areas are, the nose I would do for sure, and then kind of right up in here as well. And then kind of accentuate your chin as well too. So right down the corners, add a little bit right here too. And using that same technique I used on the stash on here too can kind of create illusion of some hairs there too. But if you don't want facial hairs, then you don't know how to do that. Just do the contouring. But yeah.
Yeah, I will say again, and I'd say it like 1,000 times, like as much or as little makeup as you want to put is all fine. It doesn't change how masculine you are or if you are a man. This was just specifically for, pretty subtle masculine facial contouring. So it's something that, you could do, you could see it. You don't have to go search around to look for it. I figured, might as well use it to my advantage. And yeah, I got a new car. If you remember that I had my car stolen and found in Mexico, I got a new one. So that was that, and that's kind of why I've been working, and then I got a new car, and I've been like we were. Oh god, it's just if you've ever bought a car, like it's so that's it. That's why this video is late. Yeah, so I will see you guys all next week. I hope you enjoyed. I will leave a link to all of her social media stuff if you want to follow it. She's doing some cool stuff on her Instagram. She can tell you about it.
Oh, right now on my beauty Instagram kind of involves makeup looks, and then I'm also in cosmetology school, so it involves hair looks as well. But since it's October, and October is my favorite month of the whole entire year, every Sunday I'm doing something called Spooky Sundays, and I'm doing kind of a horror special effects makeup look, and I post it every Sunday night. So if you're into that, you should check that out.
Also, I wrote this in my description of my last video because I forgot to say it. But if you were following my previous transition channel, I'm no longer using that. I'm just going to throw all of my videos up onto my music channel because I have more videos. And I kind of just don't really care who follows me on that and who sees all of my transition updates. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I will see you guys next week. I think I already said that, but I hope you enjoyed. Like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment below if you have anything to say, if you have any other questions. I'm sure she'd be happy to help you. Yeah. So, see you later. I like that. What is that?
That's me saying bye. See you later.